Hello everyone on board on my channel, fasten your seatbelt and we are taking off. Today we are try to pass exam ATPL Air Law. I will explain all difficulties by easy words, so please watch till the end and you find a lot of new information and how to remember how to pass all exams of ATPL. So let's start today from air law. So let's start test, exam, only real exam questions, start exam. So today, first question. An unidentified aircraft with no entry clearance traces into an FIR and is intercepted. FIR, flight information region. The intercepting aircraft hears the phrase "I'm lost," which has been transmitted by the intercepted aircraft. What does this transmission? The position of aircraft is unknown. Answer A is the correct answer. Second question: a holder of a commercial pilot license is required to hold a medical certificate class 1. We have only three types of medical certificates. Class 1 for ATPL, CPL, class 2 for PPL and LAPL, light aircraft pilot license. That's all three medical certificates. So for CPL, commercial pilot license class 1, D is the correct one. Two-way communication between the aircraft and the approach controller cannot be established, but it is believed that the aircraft is able to receive the ATC transmission. What frequency should the ITC use to transmit blind? This is not the correct because emergency frequency is 1 to 1 decimal point 5. Two-way communication between the aircraft and the approach controller cannot be established. Approach. So if approach, aircraft going to land. So approach frequency. So we see approach here and here is the approach frequency. A pilot is flying in Italian registered aircraft over the central Mediterranean Sea within Tripoli FIR Libya, approximately 100 nautical miles from the nearest land. Which of the following sources should the pilot refer to ensure the compliance with the applicable rules of the air? First, it's so correct answer is Sierra, ICAO 2. ICAO 2 it's rules of the air. And second, rules of the air published by Libya, because he is flying within Tripoli FIR Libya. So 1, 2, 5. When shall the number of the transition level be obtained by the crew of a flight intending to land? It's correct too, because we have transition level, transition altitude, transition layer, transition level. What does it mean? It means every aerodrome have own transition level due to height of aerodrome, due to obstacles near the aerodrome, mountains for example. So here is the QNH of aerodrome, for example 1025. Here transition layer, and here we need to to say our altitude in feet in Europe. Here after transition layer we need to switch our altitude to flight level. So if our here our altitude is for example 5000 feet, for example we say Oscar Kilo Foxtrot Alpha Foxtrot pass altitude 5,000 feet. Here we must to say if transition level, for example 60, it's it mean 6,000 feet. Here we must to say on our our altitude is Oscar Kilo Foxtrot Foxtrot, it's our cosine, for example. Flight level 60, so it's easy to understand, and I think you will understand it all. So start of the arrival procedure, maybe it's true. Before starting the initial approach, okay, before descending below the transition level. Crew wanted to land. So before descending below the transition level, but we can do it in descending. I just try to remember how I flew. Okay, start of arrival procedure. A landing and takeoff shall be made into the wind except when safety first. So the runway configuration does not allow it. For example, it can be if we have, for example, runway 33 and runway 5, and for example runway 5 is closed due to works on the aerodrome, due to friction, due to everything whatever we can see, and if it's safety more fly from 33, we will fly from 33 because safety first. Remember it, please. And watch till the end. Thank you for the watching. Please, if you like it, please subscribe, please put likes and comments, and please share with your friends, because it's my dream to teach people, and I really want to make goodness for you. Let's continue. 6. An 80s is broadcast for departing and arriving aircraft, lasting 1 minute. For departure aircraft, for arriving aircraft. Yeah, it must be always in English, but it's for departing and for arriving aircraft. So BC, it's not correct. It can 80s can call you more than 1 minute, so this one on warp frequency. In accordance with Annex 12, what does ground air visual signal code 3L used by rescue unit mean? It does mean operation is completed. So first A. For the first issue of flight test rating, applicants shall just remember by heart 1,500 hours of flight time in the appropriate aircraft category, of which at least 500 hours of SPAC. What are methods of lateral separation between aircraft according to ICAO Doc 4444? 1 to 3. By visual means, by navigation aids, and with AirNav. It's just to remember. The pilot of an aircraft has submitted a flight plan for VFR flight and is flying towards an uncontrolled airfield. Should the pilot close the flight plan after arrival to the airfield? Submitted flight plan for VFR flight. After landing, the pilot should contact the closest ATC and close the air flight plan. Air traffic service. Okay, that's answer. But I'm not a computer too, so I can make a mistake. Sorry about it. We will study together, and I think I hope you like it. ATC clears an aircraft to an altitude of 6,000 feet. However, the pilot in command is unable to comply with the clearance due to stall speed restrictions. What is the correct course of action? Okay. Refuse to climb to that height and obtain a new clearance. So we must, let's start the communication. We must pilot. If you pilot, you must to say unable to climb to altitude 6,000 feet, and you will have a new clearance, I hope. An identified baggage arrives at the destination airport other than the airport it was supposed to arrive. What should the destination airport do? It's just learned by heart. What is the name of the thing? Road holding position thing, because it's stop, it's for vehicles, and on aerodrome we pilots, we don't drive a vehicle. We just drive by plane, taxi. But it's for vehicles, we can look. Stop, do not proceed, contact ATC. So it's a road holding position thing. Aeronautical Information Services, the publication containing information about flight safety, air navigation, technical administration or legislative matters published by the AIS of a state is called Aeronautical Information Circular. Just remember by heart. While being radar vectored in IMC, the pilot loses radio contact with ATC. Taking into consideration the minimum flight altitude, his/her initial action is to rejoin the current flight plan. No letter, the next significant point. Which of the following has highest landing priority? Search and rescue operations. So, just remember, search and rescue is, for example, firefighters or some helicopters who just come from rescue operation. Search and rescue operation. SAR, it's search and rescue. When pilot license holders have reached age of 40 and are engaged in a single pilot commercial air transport operation carrying passengers, the validity of Class 1 medical certificate is reduced in accordance with the relevant medical requirements from... just remember, medical Class 1 gives you up to 40 years, gives you on 12 months, so 1 year, and after 40 you must pass every 6 months, so from 12 to 6 months. A passenger is found inadmissible. How long shall the removing state allow the operating carrier to effect that passengers removal via its own service? Inadmissible? I think 48 hours or 36, I don't know, because it's... You never need this information in flight. Because when you fly, you think about flying, about your instruments, about all of what happening in flight. But not from, for example, a passenger found inadmissible. How long shall the removing state allow the operating carrier to effect the passenger's removal via its own services? I think 36, but I will answer 48. An aircraft is on final approach with landing clearance and all the information received according to ICAO Doc 444. What additional data could the ATC provide? Yeah, it's fucking question 2, because when you go in, when you on final, you flew and you listen. For example, what more significant information for you? Just significant changes in air temperature, for example, wind shear, what is very dangerous, or puppy out of service. For example, if you fly in IFR and the puppy out of service. Yeah, puppy is beautiful, but it's not own. But correct answer here, puppy out of service. Puppy lights, it's when they show you a correct glide path when too white and too red. After test I will show you. Or maybe I have here. Oh, yeah, there is puppy. It's on glide path, it's too high, it's slightly high, on glide path, slightly low, too low. Just remember, it's easy to remember. What is the maximum interception angle between the initial and intermediate segment for a precision approach? It's easy to remember. I will answer 30, but it's 45. In a situation of unlawful interference, an aircraft has had to depart from its assigned routing or cruising level. In accordance with the ICAO Annex 2, and when no special procedures for in-flight contingencies are established, the pilot in command should proceed whenever possible at flight level which differs from the cruising levels normally used for IFR flights by if you fly in RVSM, for example, where separation 1000 feet, if you unlawful interference and you can't make squawk 7500, you must fly 500 feet, more or less. When 2000 feet, you must fly 1000 feet. Here, this one. What are the privileges of a pilot holding an ATPL license? ATPL license is the best license. LAPL, PPL, CPL, ATPL, PSC on commercial flights. Yeah, this one. While it's passing flight level 260, during the descent, ATC clears the aircraft to descend to 2000 feet. The altimeter setting shall when passing the transition level, but let's it's not correct here, but you can do it. Which flight are separated in airspace class F? VFR and IFR flights, it's just to remember airspace classes, it's every pilot must know. An applicant for commercial pilot license airplane shall have completed in airplanes not less than cross country for 300 nautical miles. Or 20 or 15. I forgot. I answered. Okay, let's answer 15. Which of the following statements is regarding the missed approach point? This one. Just to remember. You are flying an instrument approach and upon reaching the mount you have no visual contact with the runway. What should you do? Immediately initiate the missed approach procedure and go around. If radio contact with intercepting aircraft is established but communication on common language is not possible, it's cannot. Just let's drink a cup of tea. Take care. So, what segments can you find at the end of the star? Intermediate approach segment, it's just to remember, just charts, look to charts and learn it. The responsibility to issue a cargo manifest and airway bill lies to the operator or the authorized agent. The pilot is a holder of a valid license by the provision on flight crew license in the EU regulation and air operations, where should the pilot send his application to add new rating to his license. EU regulation is EASA. The component authority, which is the licensing authority. Because it's this is questions with small jokes. Jokes to make more difficult choice for future pilots. Independent parallel approach are being conducted with vectoring to the ILS localizer course or MLS final approach track. The final vector shall be such as to enable the aircraft to intercept the ILS localizer course or MLS final approach track at an angle not greater than ILS 15. Regarding permits range, you are the upon prior to taxi out and assess your aircraft ACN to be 45. According to the aerodrome chart, the reported aircraft ACN aircraft classification number, PCN payment classification number. If my ACN must be equal or less than PCN. So my ACN less than PCN, so I can taxi. I allow to taxi on the taxiway. Yes, use of the taxiway is allowed. The objective of standardized European rules of the air, Sierra Regulation 923/2012, is to establish the common rules of the air, the common authorities of the EU member state, and this one. Just to remember. The two main groups of approach lighting systems are simple and precision approach lighting system. We don't have non-precision approach lighting systems. Just remember, we don't have simple and precision approach lighting system. Which are the national security program requirements that an operator security program shall meet? The requirements from State of Registry. In an instrument approach, the intermediate fix is the I will show you intermediate fix here. So it's end of the intermediate approach segment. Priority to land should be given to the aircraft here is the correct. At the lowest cruising level. Cruising, no. Having technical issues. Because safety first. Here is the correct C, I think, but let's look. Yeah, this one correct. Primary area 1.2 and secondary area 1.4. ATC shall transmit without delay information on local traffic to departing and arriving aircraft. How is the term accession local traffic defined? Oh, my mind turned off. Safety first. Safety first. An aircraft approaches an aerodrome located in controlled airspace. When the pilot reports that he has the aerodrome in sight, a clearance for visual approach may be given, provided that the So it's rules of the VFR flights: 5 km visibility, 1,500 meters visibility from and 1,000 feet from clouds. But when the pilot reports that he has the aerodrome in sight, a clearance for visual approach may begin, provided that the approach the approach and if necessary go around can be carried out in VMC visual meteorological conditions. A particular meter states 4,000 meter visibility. This can refer the visibility of a light on until background, the intensity of the lights, how many candles, 1,000 or 4,000. I think 4, but let's answer 1,000. In the context of independent parallel approach, what is being described below? The corridor of airspace located centrally between the two extended runway center lines, where penetration by an aircraft requires a control intervention to maneuver any threatened aircraft on the adjacent approach. Centrally between the two extended runway center lines. Between it's easy. The no triangulation zone when parallel approach or parallel departures. Here there must be no triangulation zone. If one aircraft flew to triangulation zone, all aircraft must go around. So let's finish. 72%. 40 hours, yeah. Oh, 400 hours. Now to finish our first segment. Yeah. This is not the same. 30 degrees on 24 hours. 20 hours of cross country. But yeah, in class F Foxtrot, IFR flights separated, but they separated IFR from VFR. But VFR not separated, yeah, but cheers. Thank you for the watching. See you soon. With you was Sir Border. Please subscribe, put likes and write a comment. Do you like it or not? Thank you. Bye.